Your cat has been watching you, not just now, but every single day since the moment you brought them home. Every mood you carry through the front door, every time you rushed past without acknowledging them, every moment you misread their signals and wondered why they pulled away. Here's what most people never realize. Your cat isn't being difficult. They're holding you to a standard you never knew existed. There are unspoken rules, invisible ones, that your cat has been enforcing this entire time. And there's one in particular that explains everything about why some cats become fiercely loyal and others stay just out of reach. We'll get to that. But first, let's talk about what's actually been happening in your home. Cats don't operate on human logic. They don't forgive and forget like a dog might. They bond through something far more nuanced: consistency, observation, and emotional safety. Your cat has been building a mental map of you since day one. Not a map of your house, a map of you, your rhythms, your energy, your reliability. And based on what they find, they make a quiet decision, without announcement, about how much of themselves they're willing to give you. These aren't arbitrary choices. They're survival instincts dressed up in domestic life. And the rules they live by? Most people have been breaking them without knowing. Rule 1. The energy at the door. You come home after a long day, stressed, distracted, maybe a little tense, and your cat barely glances your way. You assume they're being aloof, indifferent, but that's not what's happening. Your cat reads the energy you walk in with before you've said a single word. The tension in your shoulders, the speed of your movements, the weight in your footsteps. Cats are exquisitely sensitive to nervous system states. They can feel heat radiating off a person the way you'd feel heat from a fireplace. When you walk in wound tight, your cat doesn't withdraw because they don't care. They're withdrawing because they're protecting the peace of their environment. To them, high-stress energy is a warning signal, not an invitation. Try this. Before you open your door, take 3 slow breaths. Soften your movements. The cat who used to disappear at your arrival might just be sitting there waiting. Rule 2. The watching phase. Here's what most people miss when a cat sits across the room watching silently without approaching. The assumption, they don't want to be near me. The reality is almost the opposite. Cats don't rush into closeness. They audit first. That watching is active, intentional. They're scanning your body language, your emotional state, deciding if this moment is safe for connection. It's not rejection, it's due diligence. The mistake most people make, calling them over, moving toward them, interrupting the observation, that resets the whole process. Patience isn't passive with cats, it's the active language of trust. Rule 3. The approach you didn't ask for. You're busy, focused on something else, and suddenly your cat appears, settles near you, maybe rubs against your leg. You didn't call them, so why now? Because you weren't paying attention. That's exactly why. Cats are wary of directed attention that feels like pressure. But when you're absorbed in your own world, reading, working, just existing, you become safe to approach. There's no expectation in the air, no reach tracking their every move. This is one of the most counterintuitive rules your cat enforces. The less you need them in a moment, the more likely they are to choose you. They move toward genuine ease, not performed affection. If you want your cat to initiate contact more often, practice being peacefully present without agenda. If this is already shifting how you see your cat, good, there's more ahead. If you're finding this useful, consider subscribing. We cover feline behavior every week, and the next video might answer something you've been wondering about for years. Now, back to the rules. Rule 4. Consistency as currency. Cats have excellent memories, particularly for patterns, and they're constantly tracking yours. Do you acknowledge them the same way every morning? Do you set a boundary one day and abandon it the next? To a cat, inconsistency isn't just confusing, it's unsettling. Their entire sense of security is built on predictability. When you behave reliably, they relax. When you don't, they pull back, not out of stubbornness, but out of a deeply wired need to know what to expect. Your cat isn't scoring you on affection levels, they're scoring you on reliability. Show up the same way, day after day, and they eventually stop questioning you and simply trust you. Rule 5. The silent sit. There's a moment some owners notice without fully understanding. Their cat sitting in the same room,
Not seeking attention, not asking for anything, just being there, in silence, with you. Most people take this for granted, but that quiet presence is one of the highest forms of comfort a cat can offer. In feline social language, choosing to share space without need or agenda means your presence costs them nothing. No guard required, no threat detected. The cat who sits in silence with you has decided something important about who you are. That is not nothing. That is everything. Rule 6. How they respond to change. Rearrange the furniture. Change your schedule. Bring someone new into the house. Your cat will notice before you've finished explaining. The common reaction to a cat acting out after a change is frustration. Why are they being so difficult? But what you're seeing is an animal whose entire sense of safety is grounded in familiarity, suddenly confronted with uncertainty. Cats can't rationalize change. They can only react. And the rule here is simple. Don't demand they adjust on your timeline. Offer constancy where you can. Let them find the new normal at their own pace. Cats don't resist change because they're stubborn. They resist it because stability is survival. The final rule, the one most people never figure out. Your cat blinks slowly at you sometimes, eyes half closed, long and deliberate, unhurried. Maybe you smiled at it without knowing why. What you just witnessed was a declaration. In cat communication, direct eye contact held too long signals threat, dominance, aggression. But a slow, relaxed blink? That is the deliberate release of all that tension. It is your cat saying, without words, without touch, I am not a threat to you, and I do not fear you. When your cat slow blinks at you, they are showing you their vulnerability on purpose. They are extending a form of trust that has no human equivalent. And if you slow blink back, you're answering in their language. You're telling them the same thing. Some cats wait years for a person who speaks that quietly back to them. Close. Your cat has never been mysterious. They've been speaking. In the way they watch you from across the room, in the silence they choose to share, in the rules they've been holding you to, invisibly, patiently, without complaint. Now that you know the language, you can finally write back.